Hey everyone, and welcome to Jaraci Cup 16. Yeah, I know 15 just ended for some reason, but but here we are with the new tournament. Just Carrie is asking about gunk colors, and actually it's him playing, so that's very fitting. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to it. But yeah, as is customary, we cast the first games played. So these are the first games played. And yeah, he's gonna kill me if I don't show you this info.txt, so let me get it up real quick here. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good. It's an image. Oops, is that not showing anything? What's going on here? Oh, there we go. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. I mean, obviously his name is RenderedSpy, so he had to do it, you know? He had to do it. And it's gonna be Conf versus Coalition. That's always pretty fun to see. I like this map for Conf. I kinda don't like to play this as Galzian. Feels like the Coalition have some very strong tools, but Conf does too, with the missiles and the carrier and the Conf siege, but I was gonna say, we'll see if he even gets to that point, but he is gonna go ref boats. This is not gonna be like a 1 minute game over type of thing. This is pretty typical to see Conf players do, where they take the base runner out in the beginning to give vision on the enemy carrier and make sure that they're not getting rushed. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. But yeah, he's actually gonna see these LAVs out here, so that's good for him to know. Oh man, in fact I had to do this, but I gotta get some water. I'm dying here. Oh my goodness. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I should be able to talk without dying now that I have some water. I don't know, I got sick over the break, and I've just been coughing ever since then. It's weird. I had to go see the doctor. Apparently I've got a stomach ulcer. But enough about my medical life. Just Carrier sees the LAVs, so I'm sure he's going to be ready for any potential attack. And it is going to be AAV, sure enough. And this is typically a very powerful tool for Coalition on College Teeth. The map is very small. There's a lot of choke points where, based on the terrain, the AAVs are going to be able to fight very well despite not having much range. So it makes a lot of sense. And obviously the base runner did die. It looks like Just Carrier is going to try to do the same to his opponent here. And I think he will get it if he is okay with losing the skins. No, it looks like they'll back away. And yeah, he is getting Systems 1 also. So I think he wants to have the weapons powered up in case he gets dove here. Another PC building also, but for now he's got to flip them over. Obviously he's moving the carrier over so that he can catch the turret that's about to get set down. Sure enough, there it is. Hey, it's a follow or something. It's Houston. Hello, Houston. Get out of here. Not you. You're fine to stay. I was yelling at OBS Studio. But yeah, it's a little tough to put turrets down against Conf because once he knows where it is, he'll just drop the missiles down on it. You can see them coming over, and it only takes 2 hits to kill. So it's gonna be a temporary solution here, but you know, a little bit of mining time lost for Just Carrier, but he's still on 2 bases. Opponent is on 1, so he needs these. He needs these AVs to do something in order to kind of stay in this. So I really like that he's got heavy vehicles, armor 1. But I would cancel this. I really don't think he needs LAV upgrades right now. The LAVs are just not really going to do anything. It's kind of all eggs in the AAV basket here, so... Yeah, I don't know. It definitely seems like a mistake to me. And he'll go for an extraction as well, but again, the carrier has the missile system. He can see this base runner even in Fog of War, because that's just how it works. So I think that this thing will probably just get killed by the carrier. But we'll see. Also, LAVs did in fact get wiped here, so now that there's none on the map, it definitely looks a bit silly to have the damage up. Oh, and it looks like it's not even going to be necessary to fire the missiles. Base runner will die. But this is where all the action is going to be, is over on this side of the map. So let's see what he can get done here. Really nice hit by Just Carrier there. The skins will kill off this AV eventually, but I love the smoke. That's very good. Cuts off most of the skins, right? And you just want to kill salvagers here. I mean, if you're going to lose these AVs anyway, which you definitely are eventually, you just want to get as much damage done before they fall. So there's one... Ah, but he's only going to get one salvager, it looks like to me. Yeah, I can't think that that's really worth it. Because again, he's still on one base, right? So he needs to be getting more done than that. Hey, it's Cow Shroud. Hello. One cow to another. So I'd say we're moving on to the mid game here. Just Carrier actually... Oh, look at this. A Yim walking here. Anyway, Just Carrier actually hasn't taken any tech yet, but I don't think it really matters too much. I mean, he's on 2 base, his opponent doesn't really have an attack. Oh, and the probe even died. So, you can see RenderedSpy moving up onto his 2 base right now. He should be okay from the skins because he has all of those AVs, but they're not in position right now, so I think he'll lose this salvager at least for sure. But... yeah, you know, that's a pretty good tech to have. No, I mean, he should have enough defense over on the main base here, but the problem for him is that he's already getting outpaced to 3 base, so it's not really... it's not really actually that helpful to have defense when your opponent just has more economy than you. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not making any sense. I don't make sense half the time on a good day, so... This logistics module here is getting bothered a little bit. It's interesting to see them deployed so far out, actually. Because normally for Coalition, I mean, these things actually do give very good vision, but you just kind of put them in the back to keep them safe. But I kind of like this because, you know, he has kind of like permanent vision here, right? Well, permanent unless it gets killed, but, you know, hopefully not. Looks like the tech choice is going to be railguns. Makes a lot of sense. Obviously, AV's on the field already. Ooh, actually, I mean, Just Carrier doesn't have vision over here, but he could drive right through there if he wanted to. You need to be careful with AVs versus skins. Like, this, how many is this? 12? You can't fight that with one AV. I don't care how much armor you've got, right? So, that's a little dangerous. Actually, I don't think I ever commented on his timing there, but I don't think it was great because he kept base runner. Because, if you're gonna have that base runner out and drop a turret down, you gotta realize, like, look, your opponent's just gonna kill it. He's gone F, right? And it slows your timing down quite a lot. So, and Just Carrier's right, he had 2 PC when the AVs were showing up, so it was pretty slow. It's assault railguns. You love to see it. And he's getting armor up, so you love to see it. Very good, very good. It's like Just Carrier knows what he's doing or something. Dang. Yeah, you can fight AVs with heavy railguns, but it's really difficult to... It's difficult to fight them in like a defensive war on Kalash Teeth because, again, of the terrain, right? He can jump over through all these choke points. And assault railgun should still beat AVs. You just have to be a little bit, careful about the positioning, although when there's this many versus one of them, you don't really have to be careful about anything. And Just Carrier's right, RenderedSpy did not spy on the carrier, so he thought maybe it was going to be air tech. He got missile batteries, and he even built some, or at least one that I see. But that's not going to be the tech choice. It's a little unfortunate for him. And again, like I was saying, you know, one AV is not going to fight 12 Sand Skimmers, so... Or how many is this? 9? Still, it should be fine for just Carrier, so... He can just fight this. Kind of awkward that he's bunched up, though, because AVs do AoE in Jaraci, so you have to be a little careful of that, but... Yeah, but either way, he is going to win this fight eventually. And, Assault Railguns are faster than AVs as well, so there's no running away here. But hey, he got another kill! Oh, look how much time he's playing. This is actually pretty cool, I like this. He's playing this pretty well, even though it's a losing battle. Well, Railguns are out for RenderedSpy. Now, theoretically, Railguns are the counter to Assault Railguns because they have more range than them, but obviously if the Assault Railguns can get up on top of the Railguns, they die instantly, right? So you have to be very careful here as both players, I would say. Just Carrier wants to be in this kind of position where he's close to his opponent, although it's still difficult because he doesn't want to be close to the AAV, so this is going to be a bit of a complicated fight. Attempt at the mortar there, but that is going to miss. And if I were RenderedSpy, I would be pushing up with the AVs like that, but I'd leave the Railguns back here, because you don't want them to get close. It's gonna be hard times if they get close. Rail Armor 3 finishing as well, that's always gonna feel nice. Actually, I would not be surprised if we saw Dart Maneuver here, because this is a situation where you could really use that extra mobility. And let's point out again, look, this is still 3 base versus 2, right? So just Carrier can build everything in the world. Yeah, of course he would go Dart, right? It's a good upgrade though, it really is. I mean, especially in this context where you're trying to fight against the Railguns. If you can close that distance a little bit faster, very, very nice to have that. But yeah, he kind of has the luxury of getting all the techs that he wants here. He's even going Honor Guards. He got AA just in case. Although he's not going to need that, it looks like, but... 3 base versus 2 always feels pretty good. And yeah, you know, triple extract is nice also. There's the Dart Maneuver being used right now, but the mortar is really good. Again though, these Railguns, they should be further away. This is why I just Carry jumped on this one. Yeah, they need some scouting. What they really need is to be like back here instead of up here. There's only one left now. That happened really fast. I mean, the missile batteries and the AAVs actually could do the job just fine, I think. Although having a few LAVs is always nice, of course. But that's just like an army wipe right there. And the Railguns kind of going bonsai here. Why not? I mean, they know that they win this fight. So even though he is going to lose these eventually, staying under his opponent's carry like this, it just doesn't really matter. Yeah, and it looks like RenderedSpy knows what's up, so he's going to GG out here as well. Honestly, me neither. I'm not great with this unit. A-Game and Discara are the ones who really just make these assault rails look ridiculously powerful, but that's definitely a good demonstration of how, you know, railguns counter assault railguns, technically, but if you misplay it, they don't, you know, so gotta be careful with that. Let's load in game 2 here. And I feel like I've got to show you guys this info.txt again, because it was really freaking hilarious. Look at this. Anyway. Well, it looks like GT Alt is the next map, so let's get in here. Yeah, there it is. Looks like the faction picks have stayed the same. Yeah, it's hilarious, isn't it? It's freaking hilarious. Actually, he named the replay pack for this Red Spy in the base as well, but... Except, actually, this guy's colors are clearly blue. Anyway, we'll see what he's up to this game. See if he changes things around at all. For now, it looks like he's making 7 cells, probably 8. I mean, GT Alt is a map where the bases are very close to each other, so it's very, very efficient to long-distance mine. Yeah, so it is. I feel like there's somebody else who uses those colors, but I can't think of who it would be. So, 7-Up into SC. Actually, if I were him, I would take one of these guys and move him over to mine CUs now, because I think you just don't need any more RUs at this point. Or I would even just go 8-up, although it's a little bit scary when your opponent is Con F. The other thing that you should definitely do is keep the Space Runner back at home, because when you're going SC first, there's always a risk that you're going to get attacked, which might be about to happen here, by the way. So, it's very, very nice to be able to set down a turret or something, and get the vision with the probe as well, back where it's, you know, safe at home. Like, if you deploy a probe right now, it's going to take a bunch of damage from the PC. And if that's the idea of this base runner, to get vision, you can just get vision with the probe. You don't need to have the base runner do this. Yeah, this is very non-standard using the base runner for scouting like that. And yeah, it's Defend Bravo. He's in this tournament as well. I think he was even in Group D, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, I guess he wasn't. Anyway, we will definitely see games of his pretty soon, because he played his games with Kao Schmal already. Oh, Group B, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Group D is not this one that we're casting right now. Well, I'm excited to see them. But unfortunately, we've got a pretty long queue today. Well, I should not say unfortunately. That's something that people are going to be happy about, I reckon. Yeah, will somehow Group B finish before anyone else even started? I don't understand how you guys did that. Ah, there's the probe. Anyway, I was gonna say, pretty non-standard to use the base runner to scout like that, but... you know, all's well that ends well, you know what I mean? And he sees the skim. This eventually is going to kill the base runner, so I think that it's dead already. Although, actually, there's some LAVs out here, so he should be able to defend it. If there weren't LAVs on the field, I think this base runner would just die. But what the probe really wants to see is, what is my opponent up to, right? Go over and check out his carrier, because this is actually a very greedy build from just carrier. He's made one sand skimmer, that's it. Other than that, it's all economy. So you really want to punish this if you can, but I don't think that Spy is aware of it really. It's gonna be fighter and gunship though. Okay, that actually could be pretty spicy. He sees the base runner from just carrier here. He will be able to kill this out, but kill this off. But just carrier actually did get the artifact out. He also teched power 1, which is interesting. I think again the read is that he's about to get attacked here, but that didn't end up happening. Well, I think air is good here. I mean, if you're too disrespectful of what your opponent could be doing, air is a really, really good way to be punished. And the base runner goes down. Yeah, I think that if I were playing this way, and I saw it was going to be 2 base, I probably would have gone AAVs sooner, but going air is going to be fine as well. He does have to build them, though. Oh, and he does have LAV upgrades again. Huh. That's interesting. That might be why he doesn't have any air units on the queue. Those are expensive. No, he's got the money for it. He's just kind of falling asleep at the wheel, I guess. Which is unfortunate, but it happens. Base runner here might just die. Could have set down a turret earlier, but it's way too late now. Yeah, there it goes. And it's gonna be honor guards for just carrier. Looks like RenderedSpy is going straight for the attack bombers. Yeah, okay, there you go. I would actually still get some strike fighters though, because it's really dangerous to have the air tech as a surprise against your opponent and then not get build any for a long time. Your opponent is going to eventually get anti-air just because he realizes, hey, my opponent doesn't have any tech on the field. I should probably do something about this. Magic bombers? I hope so. I hope so. He's gonna build a gunship as well right now. It's interesting, but there's a lot of skims on the field, so I do like the choice. We know just carrier calls them trash ships. He's not gonna like that, but but yeah, the honor guard is building here. So honor guard anti-air is very powerful, of course, but bombers do still nominally counter honor guards even when they've got that anti-air up. By the way, skimmer gonna get vision on the carrier here. So just carrier knows what he's up against now. Yeah, it's immediately going to be missile ship fab. He could have gone HCAA, but that would actually be a mistake here, I think. But RenderedSpy knows the carrier got scouted, so now it's time to fire the gunship, which I think is correct. Like, once your opponent sees air take, you better use it. And this blob of skims looks pretty tasty. Really, really good splitting here by just carrier, though. He finds the guy who's being shot at and removes him from the rest of the pack. And here comes the bomber. Now, the bomber really doesn't want to be used against the skims, right? This has got to be the target for the bomber, and RenderedSpy sees it, right? He knows that this honor guard is here. Where's that second one? It should be launching. There it is. So yeah, I would move out immediately now and try and kill off the honor guard. Yeah, I mean, the reason the gunship is not doing much here is because the skims can't fight right now because the honor guard is there. But now that it dies, or not the skims, the LAVs. Now that it dies, the LAVs should be able to just go out here and own the field, right? He does still have damage too, and he got armor 1 now. Yeah, exactly, right? But he can't follow it because if he does, the honor guard is just gonna destroy all of his LAVs. But yeah, he needs to be proactive now because he killed off the honor guards. This is like the strongest point in the game for him, I think. Pro gonna die, by the way. So missile ship makes itself known on the map. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, you know, I get it. Like, you don't really want to be building more skims here, but it's like you don't have any RUs right now for some reason. I think just from doing a lot of tech, so it happens. It happens. I don't think that's a title you want to have. Here comes the gunship again. Now, note the missile ships, though. You can still use the gunship here, but you have to be a little bit careful about, not taking too much damage. And you should probably be shooting the sand skimmers, not the gunship, or the missile ship, because it's not really what this unit is good for. But that's okay. Gunships have a lot of HP, right? So you can just kind of throw some shots into the sand skimmers, and then you know, base when you're taking a lot of damage from the missile ships. Attack bomber is out too. And those could also be pretty tasty here. Looks like honor guard anti-air is done. Someone else signed up for salvage, I think. Gosh. We're going crazy here. Yes, good. Very good hits by the bombers. Takes out 2 missile ships, and I think it got a couple skims as collateral there. And now it's gonna be railgun fab. Actually, I don't like this. I think, I think if you're gonna fight the honor guards, you probably want BCs. Although maybe I'm just sounding insane right now. By the way, this is actually okay. He didn't know that the honor guard was here, and he's not gonna take too many losses because the 3 LAVs were killed there. So that was actually still a good trade for him. Holy moly! Look at the units lost tab. What the heck? Oh, you're right, he's not... Yeah, what am I saying? If he was Sawan, I think it would make more sense. Well, maybe railgun's the call. I don't think you want AC, because I think they'll die too quickly. No, not like this. Ow. What is even getting vision on them? Just the missile ship, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't go ACs here. Plus, actually, the missile ships are still pretty powerful that way, because they have so much damage that they can do out with the barrage. Yeah, probably railguns is the call here, but it kind of just doesn't feel very good. He's gonna go RD as well. I like that. But, you know, I think that even if a bomber dies, it would be worth it to just make, like, a dive on the honor guards here and kill them off. Looks like he's gonna go for the missile ships again instead. You have to be aware of the honor guard anti-air, which is going to be firing here. Yeah, I think this guy's dead. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, you really gotta be targeting the honor guards, because you don't want your opponent to get a critical mass of them set up. He does kill that missile ship, though, so that's alright. He's gonna dive on the honor guard. This is really risky. The skins are in here as well. I don't think he can win this. Oh, I really don't think he can win this. Gunship is probably gonna die too. This guy just has to turn on his AA. Navi. Yeah, he kind of just lost his entire army there, so now I'm a little bit worried. I think he just needed to keep making dives with the bombers. You can rebuild them when you lose them. I mean, obviously you don't like losing bombers, but it has to happen sometimes. But he's still ahead on units lost. Yeah, it's true. I don't think this bomber will even kill the orange army. Yeah. So that's a bit of a wasted shot there. Are they guarding the bomber? But yeah, I think Cookies is right. There's just too many of them. It's 4 of them here now, right? So, wait, what? Oh, that's actually a PC. Tomcat Xeno, is that you? But that's really nice for the Honor Guards to have, actually, because it's going to be giving the mobility support over to them, obviously. And just Carrier actually starting to take more carrier power so they can get the mobility support system powered up even further. And it's looking pretty tough. Like, I don't know how you fight this army now. It'd be really nice if you had that blob of LAVs still, but of course, you know, that was lost. It's Void Warrior. And again, the bombers are jumping out here one at a time. You really don't want them to do that. Because, you know, they don't get kills, right? And then, obviously, you know, it'll just heal up all of this damage, and then your next bomber comes out and dies the same way. Yeah, RenderedSpy, he ain't having it. He's gonna GG out right here. And that means that Just Carrier will win the series 2-0, so... Really interesting game, though. I mean, look, even at this point, he's, like, even on the units lost almost. Well, I guess he's, like, 1 KCs down, but... I think he could have won this game, he just didn't, He could have won this game, he just didn't, execute it properly. Oh well, Just Carrier gonna win the day, and we'll move on to the next one.